Hello and welcome everyone. This is Sagar Amlani, Summit Chair PSS 2021. We welcome you all for this amazing ceremony where we are going to share the celebration by sharing certificates and sharing our view. So let me welcome my co-chairs, Kumar and Siji. Here they are.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So thank you, Kumar and CG, for joining us. And CG, kudos to you. You are joining us from en route to Nasik to Mumbai. What a commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
yep, let us welcome the other two members. Over to you, Kumar and CG.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my very good friend and PSI member, setback leadership coach, international speaker. Put your hands together for Srijata Bhatnagar.
Woohoo!
Okay, good evening, everybody. And I would love you all to meet the next speaker with us, an international speaker and outlier marketer, Praveen, and who has been a mentor with PSS 2021. Put your hands together to welcome Praveen. Hi, Praveen.
Yay!
Hi.
So before we start the session, as we are all speakers, let's change the game. Why don't you introduce yourself? Starting with Srijata.
Okay. So, hi everyone. You already know my name. I don't think I need to tell my name once again. I work with CXOs to help them turn their setbacks into opportunities. That's my specialty. And I am the membership chair of PSAI. And PSAI runs in my blood. That's all I can say. Over to you.
Yes, so next one is Kumar Achanta.
Hello again. I am Kumar. I work with individuals and organizations so that they can move into action for more profits, performance, and productivity. I'm a visual storyteller and an effective speaking coach. Thank you so much for having me here, Sagar.
Wow. So moving on to Praveen Shekhar.
Hi, I'm Praveen Shekhar, an outlier marketer and a raconteur. I work with growth stage CEOs in reorienting their entire marketing, giving it an unconventional twist. I'm also an 8-time author, and I love encouraging people to use the power of content to move their brand forward.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So moving on to CG.
Hi everyone, I am Siji Varghese and I'm also the Summit co-chair for PSS 2021. I'm a TEDx speaker and I work with women leaders and I'm in the mission of impacting 100,000 women for them to achieve more and do more by unleashing their potential. I am also an international speaker along and be with Professional Speakers Association of India. Thank you, Sagar, for having me here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So my introduction, I am a productivity mindset builder, a productivity explorer, your host and host for this evening, Sagar Amlani. So the flow of today's celebration is going to be very, very simple, starting with Praveen to talk about conference and of course talk about the do's and don'ts and the ups and downs that happen in the conference. Also help me congratulate myself. And then over to Srijata, where she'll talk about Kumar and CG and how the co-chair and everything went off. We're going to pat on each other's back. And then it is going to be day one, day two, day three. And we're going to invite all our speakers virtually. Of course, they can't join us. So over LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, we're going to announce their certificate and show our gratitude to them because the most precious thing that they can share with us, apart from their stories, experience, knowledge, is time. And we are blessed to have such amazing speakers who spend their time with us and blessed us and graced us with their time, energy, efficiency, integrity, intent, and overall experience. So, yes, over to you, Praveen, and we'll start and we'll have the flow the way.
Lovely. Because last year, when announcement was made that this year's conference is going to be in Hyderabad, the Marriott was booked, everything was planned, including camping and campfires and the like. And then the announcement struck. The team that was handling it, PSAI Hyderabad, had to pretty much think on their feet. And Sagar took on the mantle and said, hey, we are going to have this conference. And this time, it is not just bound to the city of Hyderabad, but we're going to involve the length and breadth of the PSAI membership. And he planned it out, and I would call him as the Rahul Dravid, because it was all in gentle nudges and pushes. But he built a strong wall as a foundation on which we had a cracker of a summit. This is what I have to say about Sagar, because he came up with an unconference format identifying individual leaders. And there's a beautiful book called Who Not How. And that is what Sagar did by identifying key leaders, co-chairs, and facilitators, giving them enough power and a long rope. And at times, of course, as a leader, he had to tug it through, and he did pull it. And that is what I would call an iron hand inside a velvet cloud with a very deft touch. And that is how I would describe working with Sagar. There is so much to learn. In PSAI, we are a community of equals. There's nothing called a great speaker, good speaker. All of us are aspiring to be a better speaker tomorrow than I am today. And therefore, there is so much we learn by rubbing shoulders. And I have learned quite a bit in terms of handling an extremely distributed team, working towards a common goal and objective with all the push and pull that comes through with the summit, and ensuring that not just one day, but we get a whole series victory that we had, India versus Australia. And as the team captain, manager, and the funder, because he was also responsible for ensuring everything was smooth, I would have to offer our gratitude and sincere congratulations to the chair, Sagar Amlani, for elevating the pace. This was the third summit that we had. The first one where we had to move completely virtual, and we've made a small profit, which goes back into the PSAI kitty to be distributed. Something that is worth mentioning. But to me, the key part is the involvement, because PSAI is a national body, and the way every single member from different regions came together as a whole, and both the start and the finish. It started with goosebumps, it ended with happy tears. So, Sagar, congratulations. Awesome job. Thank you very much for leading us in our time of need.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And over to you, Srijata.
You're on mute.
Srijata, you're on mute.
I'm so sorry. Again, I think the most talked about phrase of 2020 has returned in 2021. You are on mute. I can't hear you.
Srijata,
Yeah.
your voice is not clear. Is it me or is it not clear, Kumar or Siji?
Yeah, it's cracking. The voice is cracking.
Yeah, so if you can, yeah, maybe the
What do you
Bluetooth.
suggest? Remove
Bluetooth.
Okay, just give me a second.
No problem.
As she goes on, with the permission of the host, may I tell a bit more about one of the co-hosts? Or I can also talk about Andy Lapota and his talk on Just Ask, how he used vulnerability as a strength, that it is not a stigma to talk about your failure, to talk about the hard times. So Andy's talk to me touched my heart, and it was extremely cathartic. One of these nuggets that comes through, one of the talks that had goosebumps all over, because for a long time I did not want to talk about failure, because hey, then I would be branded a failure. But in this case, if I have this close network to whom I open up, I take off the mask. And over to you, Srijata.
Can you guys hear me now? Clear and loud? Awesome. Brilliant.
Yes.
As I was saying, after Praveen's opening sixer, let me take on and talk about the conference co-chairs. If Sagar was Rahul Dravid of the Indian cricket team, then Kumar Achanta and Siji Varghese were Saurav Ganguly and Sachin Tendulkar of the team. They were the one who performed on their feet in the ground, taking every bouncer one after the another. And how did they do it? Siji continuously followed up with all the international speakers, made sure all of them were taken care of. On the other hand, Kumar made sure the buzz was continuously going on in different social media and marketing channels, making sure that we had a huge number of participants joining in us. So I would just say two of you, hats off. One joined in from Hyderabad, another joined in from Mumbai. What a great team it has been. I am in love with the trio right here. Awesome job. Great job. And thank you so much, Kumar and Siji, for taking my space. I had to move away from being the conference co-chair and join in a little later, thanks to the other responsibilities in PSCI. But well done, folks. I'm really, really proud of you and really, really grateful to you guys.
Sagar, you're on mute.
See, bloopers, yeah. So such amazing things and exciting fun, exciting cricket match happened in Speakers Association. Now people would be scratching their head, what is this cricket all about? And that's exactly where I would hand over the pitch to CG and Praveen because they are going to welcome the first certificate. So me, Kumar, and Srijata will be out of the pitch right now. We are there at the back end. Praveen and Siji will be on your screen with the certificates coming one by one for you guys to have fun. And here comes the first one.
Dr. John. He was introduced by our president, Kriba, and I had the good fortune to talk to John a couple of days before he was about to talk. And what a preparation. His talk was only for 15 minutes, but we ended up speaking for 20, 25 minutes. He wanted to know more about the audience, what are the likes and dislikes, and what is the exact message that he would need to. And Siji, I'm sure you would agree with me that he wowed the audience from the first word that came out of his mouth and all through, and he stayed on for every day.
What really touched me about John was his presence for all the 3 days. In spite of where he is, what he really, really demonstrated is that he stayed and learned at this age, at this juncture, when he's already so established. He went ahead and been there, supported us, and he learned from everyone. And that shows the essence of the person. That shows there's so much that I can learn from him. And I really, really admire him for his qualities. Thank you, Dr. John. You really were a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Okay, Mark Stewart. I am so happy to be saying a big thank you to Mark Stewart. You were the very first one we actually approached as a speaker. And you were the very first one who said a yes. And I'm so thankful to you for saying a yes to us. It was lovely having you to start with the day for us in the PSS 2021. My acquaintance with Mark was from the last 3 years, and I really, really connect with him because he's a genuine person, and what he brings to the table is something to raise the game of the speakers. And this was amazing, isn't it, Praveen?
Oh, absolutely. Now, I have heard both Mark and Liana, and the team was surprised, saying, Mark is speaking, how is he typing as well in the Zoom chat? And that itself was a key learning for the rest of the team, that all the listeners, that it is a team that goes. It's never the speaker alone. And the purpose of the speaker is to pass that message across with a key takeaway. And Mark and Liana and the team did it phenomenally.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, Shraddha. Thank you, Shraddha. You were such a lovely, enthralled audience with your storytelling. The kind of story that you weaved around and got everybody into that groove, into that space. The 10 minutes that we had with you was amazing. You really brought in that pep that was so much required for the workshop, for the entire session. You got us into a different groove. Thank you. I really admire what you bring to the table.
Siji, what I love about Shraddha, apart from the fact that it's the same name for my daughter, is that she was smiling on through, and that was infectious, especially as an energizer. That smile caught on with everybody, and this entire connecting the dots storytelling part was brilliantly sewn together by her. Lovely job, Shraddha.
Thank you. Yeah, Sandeep Nath. The person who you uses the OBS production space so beautifully. That was amazing.
That was beautiful how he brought in that subtle element of humor with Dalai Lama and Steve Jobs coming on and him sharing a stage. But the fact is, he left us with that one word called Roger. And that is something I want all you viewers to go ahead, Google up, check up Sandeep Nath's Renewalism, pick up a copy of his book, because he left us spellbound. Colleen, she energized the entire audience, speaking from the podium of women having to speak for themselves, but then took it straight up across every single one. Colleen owned the audience and conveyed her message very subtly, very clearly. Colleen, thanks a lot for donating your time and a whole load of knowledge and energizing the rest of us. Thank you, Colleen. Anand, what can I say? When the call for speakers went out, Anand Tamboli sent in a video entry. And he said, this is what I will do. This is how I can do it. And then subsequently, we engaged into a Zoom conversation when we were discussing what needs to be done. He was very clear. This is what the audience needs. This is the message. This is how they intend to do. And this was a laboratory session, a workshop in the afternoon. And he logged in from Australia. He owned, gave examples, did the interviews, interspersed them together. So thank you very much, Anand, for initiating and kicking off our lab sessions right up there.
Hello everyone. So a little thing. CG is on the way and has lost network. So happy journey, CG, and we look forward to meet you very soon in Mumbai. And Srijata is going to take over from now and hand over the back.
So that's what we always do, don't we, Praveen? We fill in for each other every single time. That's what we do in PSS as well.
Not just in conference, but also in life, because there are
absolutely
plan that goes in. And that's what we have as a community, that I've got your back, you've got mine.
Absolutely. Always.
Dexter, he was the opening MC, and I would call him a raging bull. He started off with the full gusto and got everybody involved, right from the networking through the whole part. He owned it. Our very own Robert De Niro, raging bull, Dexter Rodriguez for you.
Yes, absolutely. Praveen, you know what I loved about Dexter the best? He did his homework really, really well about the speakers. And all the one-liners that he shared at the end of every speech was the result of those homework. Kudos to you, Dexter. Hats off.
Lovely.
Meenu. What do you talk about her?
Her smile alone is enough. Such an inviting smile as the MC. She knows how to carry herself in the virtual sense. I've not met her before other than Zoom. But what a presence, Srijata. And she pretty much, along with Dexter, carried the entire session through. Meenu, lovely, keep smiling, keep encouraging, and your smile is infectious. That passes through to every single participant there.
Absolutely. To me, that's my name. But before my name, I would like to talk about Meenu a little bit more. If Dexter was raging bull, Meenu was cooling ice. And you can imagine the combination of both of them on the day one. So that is what I would talk about, Meenu. Yes, your smile is infectious. You have a great presence on screen. So go do it amazingly. Yes, Sagar, we can move to the next.
Yeah, Srijata, you don't need to talk about yourself. Let us do the honors.
Yes, please.
Srijata is another connection. I'm thankful to PSAI for, because that brought us together. And sometimes you just hit it off with the person, because naturally that's how they are. And Srijata, during her MCing, that came about really well along with her partner. And it was a 1-2 tag team that worked through smooth and flowing with the homework that was already there. And as people who know Srijata would know, that she plans for all the setbacks and how to get it through. And that is something that she demonstrated as an MC as well. So thank you very much, Srijata.
My pleasure. Sagar, who's the next? There we go.
Ainain, the man with the golden voice. If you have not, I would request you to somehow register to PSA and listen to him. He's got a lovely voice. He used that voice, the power, to get the message across, to invite and also follow through with all the questions. A man who's an expert in the packaging industry, but also is a significant speaker. Thank you very much, Ainain, for lending us your voice.
Yes, absolutely. And he was my partner in while I was doing the emceeing. So it was a jugalbandi or a combination of both, where he had that golden voice, which was amazingly supporting my chirpiness or my funny activities. It was a brilliant combination. I would say that. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being there with me. Thank you for being my partner as a co-MC.
Subbu, our very own Shashi Tharoor, in his language, in his style of carrying himself, smooth, professional, re-energizing. That is what I would call Subbu. If I may equate and continue with the cricket analogy, our own Sunil Gavaskar.
Very, very true. You know, the best thing that I like about Subbu is he has a calming voice. Every time he speaks, you just really get relieved of all your stress that you have. That's the kind of soothing voice that he has. And on top of that, can you imagine an MC who comes with the face of a Smurf? That's what Subramanian did. And we all cracked up like anything. Now, who wouldn't love an MC like that? Subramanian, kudos to you.
But I have a question, Srijata, regarding Subbu. With his voice, eyes, and a charming smile, why is he not in movies?
Well, we should ask him that, and we should probably make him do that.
Absolutely. Siji, who was right there as a co-chair, I had not interacted with her, and as the co-chair and as the event person, I had the opportunity to interact and work. I would call her the idea woman. So many new ideas that are coming through when you discuss with her, that I have personally called and told her thank you, because if I have some issues, I'm happy to talk. And she is the idea woman, and the same thing she carried through in her preparation as the MC as well, partnering with Subbu.
Yes, and to me, Siji comes across as the live wire. She is so energetic, so excited, and so happy all the time, talking and welcoming guests, welcoming speakers. Siji will love you.
Kumar Achanta.
What are you going to talk about Kumar Achanta? Do we even really need to talk about him?
More than the MC, I would call him the connector, because some of the key speakers came through Kumar's connections and network. He prepares, he is smooth, and he's got that lopsided Devanand grin that pretty much charmed all the ladies and the gents as well. So Kumar, awesome job as the MC. You kept us on, all engaged and connected.
Yeah, do you remember the chicken game that he played, Praveen, with the hanky? That was really fun.
That was on the last day. He asked for it. Julian Mather demonstrated it, and he insisted on practicing it and doing it for the audience, but brought a smile to everybody's lips.
Absolutely. The chicken game rocks, Kumar, and you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. So here is another speaker and sponsor, Krishna Kantt, who spoke about professional personal branding. Have you heard of that term? If not, let me tell you, it's about how do you professionally brand yourself as an expert, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach. And he was bang on with whatever he had to say. He also sponsored the event, so that was brilliant.
Absolutely. We have to thank you for being one of the sponsors, Srijata. Thank you, Krishna.
Yes, absolutely, Krishna. It was a good one. Praveen, over to you.
I'm going to take up this one. Andrea is somebody we all fell in love with. I met her first at an APSS summit when I'd taken my daughter along. She is a professional speaker, but an extremely warm human being, a great care for the environment. And she started off on the LinkedIn front, but pretty much expanded through into how do you build your connections and for what cause. And somebody who is a giver. She gave her book free for all of us at the PSAI, and so inspiring to meet someone like her. Over to you too.
Yeah, I think I love her warmth. Praveen, I've never met her personally, but my first urge is to, whenever I see her, even virtually, I feel like giving her a hug. So the first time I'm going to meet her physically, Andrea, big hug, tight, warm hug goes towards you. We love you, Andrea.
Keep your mask on.
I don't care about any mask.
The youngest member of PSAI at the moment and the sweetheart. And what a quiz she brought on. Had everybody on tenterhooks. I, of course, ended up with the wooden spoon at the end, but it got everybody together with the screen and the quiz competition as a significant energizer.
Yeah, and the fun part was that she brought out the child in us through the quiz. We all were, I think, competing with each other, trying to finish the answer as fast as we can. And who gets onto the table at the top of the table as such. Though I ended up being the fourth one, I loved it. Yes, Praveen.
I have to tell you something about Sagarikka, because the first time I met her was 4 years ago. We need more kids like that who think marketing. It was at a Pongal event here, and somebody introduced things. She's an author. And I said, hello. She said, Uncle, this is my book. This is what I have written, my unschooled years. Would you like to buy 2 copies or 3? And I ended up buying 2 copies. That's a marketing and sales thought process right through. And we are happy to have her in our midst in PSAI.
Oh, yes. We're so proud of you, Sagarikka. We love you.
Radiance. That is what I will talk about. Bharti, she spreads that positivity and radiance. And that comes through even beyond a camera and several miles onto my screen and all the other parts. She prepared thoroughly. This was the PSA for PSAI conceived by Neerja Singh, and very well executed by Bharti. So many rounds of practice, and she pretty much owned the virtual stage when she gave her talk.
Yes, and best part was when she narrated the story in her speech. Everyone was mesmerized. You won't believe, Praveen, I was actually looking at everybody's face in the gallery view, and I could see everyone looking straight into the screen, listening to her intently. That was the way she enthralled the entire audience. Bharti, you are amazing storyteller.
Well, what do you do when most of your team is out? The captain picks up the bat and gets in to save the team. Due to a goof up for which I'm wholly responsible, one of the speakers could not make it. And there the captain said, like Dhoni, hey, go aside, I'm going to take the stage. And Sagar came in with his tips and tricks on LinkedIn, owned the stage with a preparation time of less than 15-20 minutes, as a professional speaker should be. You wake up a professional speaker and say, go speak, they will go and do that. In this case, Sagar knew the audience very well, knew the gap, entered in as a cameo, and owned that keynote talk. Thank you very much, Sagar.
Yes. Kumar, what would you have to say about Sagar in this case?
Oh my God. I mean, he is amazing. I would say Sagar is a true giver, he does everything out of his heart. He's committed, and he makes sure that people are not hurt. The way he speaks to all the facilitators, and even if there were some errors and all, he's a kind of person who ensures that everybody is happy doing what they're doing. That's what I can say about Sagar.
Absolutely.
Great. So that was day 1. Now imagine we wanted to complete this thing in 1 hour, and in 1 hour we've just completed day 1. Now isn't that amazing? That's the power of having amazing speakers. So Praveen, had some commitments, of course, but he's going to stay with us for 1 or 2 more speaker announcement. But before we let Praveen go, Praveen, I want you to honor and enlighten us about NaNoWriMo, because that was the day 2 starting.
NaNoWriMo for those who don't know, is a nonprofit in the US based on encouraging people to use the month of November to write their novel, fiction or non-fiction, as the case may be. And Lata Vijay from PSI took the lead and said, I'm going to organize our own NaNoWriMo. A bunch of us got into the WhatsApp mode. Some started working in the morning, some in the evening. But in those 30 days, 6 of us completed the book and launched it at the PSAI. And that is a significant achievement. And we hope that will continue in every NaNoWriMo. We will bring out a whole lot more speaker authors, because that is necessary to build our brand, to get our message across, because end of the day, we are all messengers. Speaking is one of the modes, so is the power of the pen. And that is the NaNoWriMo. And I am proud to be one of the 6 authors. And a bunch of us hope to be mentors to the next set who come out with their books. And that's what the NaNoWriMo is all about.
Wow.
A very proud moment for us as PSAI, having produced so many authors.
Super.
Superb.
So, Praveen, yes, now you are officially free to go if you have any commitment. If you don't have any commitment, please stay tuned with us. Please stick with us, and we will be happy to do that. So,
Absolutely.
completely all yours. Right. So,
Kumar, do you want to talk about Rajesh Setty?
Wow. Okay. Rajesh Setty is the author of 17 books so far. Okay. And he's an amazing speaker. He lives in the United States, and he took time to talk to us at PSS 2021 and explained us about writing, becoming an author, blogs, you just name it, ladies and gentlemen. It was so nice listening to him. Srijata, after the summit, quite a few people called me and said, "Hey, have you heard Rajesh Setty, or did you miss it?" I said, "Of course I did hear him. He was amazing." What do you think about it, Sri?
Oh, yes. I mean, you're talking about have we heard? We heard each and every speech. We didn't miss a single speech. We were that privileged to hear all the speech, and I think we were lucky also we could listen to all the speeches. Coming to Rajesh, yes, he is master of small contents. And how can you create big impact with small little micro content? And in his 45-minute speech, he gave us, I think, more than 100 tips on how to create such small tips. My favorite from him is, why should you have a think list, not a to-do list, but to think list? So that's about it. Think about it, folks. Rajesh, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, CK Arora. Yes, the happiness coach. And I'm so happy to tell that he has launched his book, Laughing Lines, at PSS 2021. So he's also been an energizer during the summit. He's a great contributor, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, he can make you laugh. So yes, Srijata, what do you have to say about CK?
I would say, have you seen anybody who can make you laugh for no reason? Just no reason. He's that person who can make you laugh for just no reason. And you will laugh your guts out. We were having comments like, my tummy is hurting, my stomach is hurting, and all that within 15 minutes of his energizer. CK, you rock in what you do.
Srijata, just to interject, you speak about speaking niche mastery. Now,
That's
how much more of a brilliant, unique outlier niche can someone like CK pick? Laughter therapy, and that as a speaking topic. And he was one of those who came out with his first book. So all those listening in, we are thankful to CK Arora for the energizer, but all of you go pick out his book, read, and of course, put up a star rating there.
Yes, you're right, Praveen. Thank you for interjecting, actually.
Wow. Dr. Sundararaman Chintamani from Chennai PSAI. Wow, what a gentleman. He is very active member of Professional Speakers Association of India. Every month, he ensures, he gets some amazing people. He conducts debate sessions. And I'm so excited, whenever Sundararaman sends a WhatsApp message saying, okay, this is the thing which is happening next week, I'm so ready for it. What do you think, guys?
Yes. I would like to talk about his speech. Praveen, you had something to say. Would you want to say something?
Just look at the uniqueness of the topic that he has picked up. Metaphors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the uniqueness and the way he delivered was phenomenal.
Yeah, X is not equal to Y, X is larger than Y. That is what his topic was. And we were scratching our head wondering, what does this even mean? And then when he opens up saying that this is about metaphors and how as speakers you can introduce metaphors in your speech to make it even better. It was spellbinding and mind-blowing how he was using metaphors. Hats off.
And he just joined us, and in the chat box he's saying, "Hello, did I join in the right time?" Yes, doctor, you just joined.
Yes, you did.
I mean, we are so proud of you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Praveen, over to you for Deepak. I think you need to talk.
Deepak came in, referred by Nirja Singh from Delhi. He had done a super job there. So we are very thankful to Deepak, but people do not know that the last couple of weeks before the talk was extremely difficult. There was a bereavement in his family and a whole lot of travel that he had to do. He was incommunicado for a while, but kept the communication chain going that, hey, I have committed and I'm going to come and talk. And hats off in terms of how to build the story. And he spoke about from his personal experience and how do you use your personal experience to do so. Deepak, thank you very much for the awesome talk.
Absolutely. And that is the commitment. That is what is commitment looks like. If you don't know what a commitment looks like, hats off, Deepak. I love the pictures that he was showing, the, really, really amazing pictures that he was showing during his talk. Thank you so much, Deepak, for coming and joining us.
Yes, thanks, Deepak, for coming in for PSS 2021.
Ooh. Oh, man.
We should just jump like this. We're talking about him.
Oh, man. He just, so much energy. It was coming from the screen over to us. He pretty much owned, and he showed that he's a magician out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Vinh is amazing visual presenter. He has shared with us amazing tips on right from how to use the lights, the cameras. Not the one camera that you're watching me, he has like multiple cameras, changing the angles and using that screen. Did you see that, Praveen? That screen which he was just moving it. He was writing it with stencil and all. It was phenomenal.
Which is the spirit of professional speaking and giving. He showed us setup. He went behind, taught us how to do it on the cheap, on the economical front, and that sharing is caring.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. He opened his entire Pandora's box of presentation. He opened everything that he does. He took us to the backstage and made us see everything that happens behind what we see in the screen. And that is amazing. Vinh, you are such a giver and we really love you.
Absolutely. Vinh, you have won our hearts at PSS 2021. Thanks for coming for
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey. Kumar. PSAI for PSAI. This time, PSAI has given an opportunity for our own members to come and speak, and we had nominations, and we went through watching their 7 to 8 minutes videos, and that's how Delshad Master, squadron leader Delshad Master, was chosen, and she did not only live up to our expectations, but she has exceeded it. What do you say, Praveen and Srijata?
Just look at the topic that she spoke about of inclusivity, of bringing everybody together as speakers, recognizing the importance and ensuring as messengers, as catalysts, we understand the importance and then work with her in spreading the word. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, that is so very important for speakers to be mindfully inclusive about everyone in your audience. And that is what Delshad actually brought onto the table. And I mean, I love the cuteness in the way she brought out such a serious topic with the facial expressions and the hand gestures and all of it. That was like outstanding. Delshad, you totally rocked the topic and you're a master of it. True master of it.
Oh, wow. Chendil Kumar. Now, what do I tell about this man? I mean, see, the best talk for me was listening to Chendil. I switched off the camera and I was laughing. I fell and I was laughing like anything because he did not use any PowerPoint and all, but the jokes or the things that he was sharing, of course, was very serious. At the same time, he was talking facts about becoming a professional speaker and how do they get booked, what happens and what not. Thank you, Chendil sir. What an amazing topic. He spoke about becoming a speaker in an Indian context, right, Praveen? So what did you enjoy, guys, about Chendil?
Practical, the bit of self-deprecating humor, and getting the message right across, saying we are not utilizing some of the channels that already exist in front of us. And only someone like Chendil who can come up. This was a customized speech for PSAI. We requested him to do that, and he hit it right off the park.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so true, so true. He gave those, I would say he hammered it on our heads with a pinch of or loads of humor in it. It got drilled into our heads, but it was also funny. That's what I would say. CK, you rock. You're amazing.
Wow. Sheila,
Be yours.
Sheila was my speaker. I mean, I was the buddy for Sheila, and today I got a lunch with her because she was so happy about what we did for PSS 2021 that she has given me a lunch party today because we live in Hyderabad. Sheila was amazing when she spoke at PSS 2020. She spoke about the voices inside our head, which will always tell us that you're not good enough. You cannot be a professional speaker, and how to really handle those voices.
Yeah. And I think everyone agreed to whatever she said, because most of us go through such voices sometime or the other. It did resonate with me, honestly, and I loved what she said. And in her enigmatic presence that she generally has on the screen, Sheila, you were totally the best.
Whoa, Kelly Swanson. Kelly Swanson is a powerful storyteller, and one of her videos on Gold Coast has more than 3.5 million views, ladies and gentlemen. She is an amazing, terrific storyteller. She explained us what the format of storytelling, how do you really start? Where do you take your story? Because storytelling is very powerful. So if you want to sell your service or product in these days, Praveen and Srijata, I'm sure you would agree, all the advertisements that we see today, whether it is of 10 seconds or 30 seconds, they are all nothing but stories. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And, in the preparatory part, Kelly said, I'm not going to deliver a regular story, regular talk. Let's invite the audience and we will weave the story together with them. And despite the tech hurdles with a couple of the other participants, she owned that entire section and shared so many nuggets, including her book.
Yes, absolutely. And she is, as a person also, she is a sweetheart, because I was interacting with her regularly and she was so responsive and amazing to work with. And every time I would send her a message, she will reply back with a smiley. So that's where she's always happy and smiling. Kelly, I love you. And we all love you.
Wow, you guys have been batting to every single googly I throw up on the screen from the back end.
We were prepared, you see.
Yeah.
I mean, practice a lot.
when we all speakers are talking from our heart, we don't need preparation. And these speakers have invested so much time that they have got a place in our heart. And I mean, I was just at the backstage and, showing up the slides, and it was feeling like every single speaker that I'm putting up, they have just got our soul. They are within us. So speakers, there was one discussion that what do professional speakers do? You guys influence us. As we professional speakers influence others, but you coming to our summit have influenced us, inspired us, put us into action, and we are just super, super, super amazed to have that. So that's end of day 2. But both of the days, we had the most amazing party going on. And that was none other than but our own Harish Kumar. You rocked it for us in the evening, energized us, and make us sweat like anything so that we hit the bed, ready for the next day, and bang on. We're there.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you want to see, can anybody dance virtually? I think you should watch our videos, which we're going to post later. It was amazing. Thank you so much, Harish. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So are you ready for the day 3 of test match?
Yes.
Okay, bringing it on.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to be a world-class speaker? I'm sure everyone wants to be, right? This gentleman, Vikas Jain, again for PSCI, he was chosen to be a speaker at this summit. He spoke about a formula. He has a quadrant called Vikas World Class Quadrant. His presentation was fantastic. I really loved it. And he has given us all the golden nuggets of becoming a world-class speaker.
So I've heard Vikas over the years, and every time I hear, he takes the bar that much more higher. And I'm quite curious to see how Vikas is going to top this speech. But it was brilliant. Thank you very much, Vikas.
Yeah, for me, the surprise was his energy. Generally, Vikas is known to be a calm, soft person between in the group. But when he got into the stage, oh boy, the energy was somewhere else completely. I think he set that, day, the entire day, he just cemented it with that high energy. Vikas, hats off to you.
That's my sister. Yes, Didi. That's Didi Wong, ladies and gentlemen. And Didi very well knows that what Didi means in Hindi in India. So I was surprised when she said that, Didi is an elder sister. But she was fantastic, and her topic was how to turn every stranger into ally. Wow. She was extremely powerful and energetic. What do you say, Praveen?
Oh, what I loved about it is, like a test match player, she set the stage, she understood the pitch, took her time in settling the audience into it, and then boom, the 10 points came right up. The audience was trying to take it at that point. So that's a brilliant strategy as a speaker.
Yeah. Those 10 pointers can really be a ready reckoner for anybody who wants to go and say a hello to a stranger. Ask for it and we might share it with you. You never know. Didi, those 10 pointers rock. Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
Whoa, man.
Already
Andy, I bought your book, Just Ask, on Kindle. Okay, I already started reading it. You are extremely powerful. We usually think speakers, using those virtual stage or, with high energy and all, but you got a great message and it was very deep. I also seen in the chat box during your talk that there were tears among people who were listening to you. What a powerful topic on why seeking support is your greatest strength. What do you say, Praveen?
I have heard Andy in other stages before, including APSS Singapore. I love the fact that he set the somber tone to get the right message across. It resonated with every single one of us, especially in India, where we have the stigma associated with even acknowledging a hint of any possibility of a failure. And the fact that he was talking from his personal life, talking about his personal experiences and relating that to forming our own group and being honest with that group, because we are a support system, that resonated with every single one of us. Thank you very much, Andy. You rocked, you showed, you removed us of the fake masks that we all put through, so that in the mirror, at least, and the mirror includes our friends, we see who we really are. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, and for me, the one word that sticks when Andy was speaking was authenticity and vulnerability. He was showing his vulnerability completely open, and he was authentic from his heart. Andy, you just made me your fan. Thank you so much. Kumar, what do you have to say about Julian?
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Julian Mather, who talked about video strategies and how to make stories on videos. He is a magician of videos, let me tell you. And during his presentation, he has shared with us the secrets of how do you really use your device. This device that you carry in your pocket every day. This is a miraculous device which can take you places. Okay, and remember the chicken act, Sri, which I actually performed, and Julian messaged on LinkedIn saying, "Oh my God, I'm done with my talk, and people are already practicing it." So it was fantastic. What do you think about Julian, Sri?
Oh, yeah, Julian. This is the second time I was listening to Julian. I have listened to Julian for the first time in APSS. He blew us off for the first time. Mouths were opened completely when we were listening to him for the first time. Second time as well, my favorite dialogue, what he said during his speech is, think in pictures, don't think in words.
Wow.
That sticks with me even now, and I have started thinking in pictures, especially for my videos. Thank you, Julian, for changing that mindset in me. Thank you so much.
Oh wow! This was one of the highlights of Professional Speakers Summit 2021.
Blockbuster. It was the blockbuster movie of the entire event.
Absolutely. I mean, if you see those people out there, Mary, Steve, Kenneth, and Kiruba, they hold a very significant positions when it comes to professional speaking associations. And if you see Steve with the Association of UK and Ireland, Kenneth from Singapore, and our own Kiruba Shankar, the president of PSAI. And Praveen being such an amazing moderator, we asked so many questions about the future of professional speaking is bright. What do you think, Shri?
Yes, absolutely. And cherry on top was Mary Lou's calm, sober, and strong statements around why the professional speaking future is bright even during pandemic. And you know what? I feel the best part was the sudden entry of Omran Matar, who is the president of Russian Association of Professional Speakers. He was such a sport that he said, even I want to join this and I want to, talk about this thing. I felt the entire panel was like live wire and you couldn't have missed even a single word in it. It was so profound. Thank you everyone for joining us and being with us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And special thanks to Omran. Maybe his picture is not out here, but thank you for adding so much value during the panel discussion in the chat or the regular PSS. At the same time, being in the panel, answering amazing questions. Thanks, Omran.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kumar, I want you to do a handstand on a lectern. Can you do that?
No, I cannot. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we had Dan Thurman with us at PSS 2021. Wow, he's a juggler. He can stand on his hands on the lectern. He's a uni cyclist. He can climb the rope. I mean, he can do so many things. That's what I asked Sri, if you remember. I was an MC and I said, Dan, maybe because of the time constraints, you're not able to share what all you can do. These are just 4 things. His talk was just amazing. He was our closing keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, for Professional Speaker Summit. How did you like his talk, Sri?
Oh, more than his talk, I think I was completely sold with his looks. Who can... I'm so sorry, Dan. I will talk about your talk as well, but you look more like James Bond, than a professional speaker. But coming to your speech, I think I did not expect anyone to do handstand on a moving lectern. That's where you completely blew us off our seats. That's the first thing. Second thing, I think he had a few amazing insights about how can we raise our game every single time as professional speakers. That was unbelievable. And the examples that he gave was mind-boggling. Dan, yes. I want to meet you personally. I'm completely your fan right now. Thank you so much.
Srijata, I could not stop myself from coming back to the screen for Dan Thurman because, as Kumar said, yes, he is Thurman, Dan Thurman. So, what happened? What was a backstage musti we did? We were not prepared to play the music, but our MC, Bharti Naik, she messaged me saying, can you play the intro music of James Bond? And within that 10 seconds, when you guys were announcing him, I downloaded the James Bond music, played it off, and see the sportsmanship or see the professionalism of Dan. He picked up what we played as James Bond music, and he's changed his entry as a James Bond.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So that's so amazing and such a sport, like, right? He's such a good speaker. We did a little fun moment, and he carried that fun moment with him. I mean, kudos to you, hats off to you, Dan. And it was a pleasure to have you there.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Sagar.
So true, so true. Sagar, I think you should talk. Okay, fine. He's moved away.
Wow.
Kumar, would you like to talk about Steve?
Absolutely. Steve Lowell is the president-elect for Global Speakers Federation. Yes, you heard it right. See what kind of people are ready to come and contribute and share their learnings, right? Steve, thank you so much. I know during the summit, your camera got switched off, but not your voice. We were hearing every word of yours. You were extremely good, and thanks so much for coming in. It's just that we got confused when there were so many Praveens in the room. But thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I would take this opportunity, Srijata, and say that Steve, hats off to you and kudos. You know what happened, Srijata? I was managing the backstage, and Praveen Shekhar, of course, it was Steve, but Praveen Shekhar chats and says, "The host has muted me." And knowing Praveen, I said, "Praveen, you are the host." And he's like, "No, no, I'm Steve." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then Kumar just announced my name for the vote of thanks as a part of the sequence. We knew that if somebody's not coming, let's replace it. And I was talking, and I said just first sentence, and I saw, "No, I'm Steve." And then Harish Mehta, Mumbai president, he chat, "Steve is here in the room." And immediately I said, "No, I have to stop and bring Steve in." So such a humble person. No, it's not an iota of ego. I mean, we called in Steve, blooper happened, we said story, and Steve said, "It's okay, it happens." So thanks, Steve. Thanks for getting us.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
yeah,
I would just say take my kudos because not one blooper, there were two bloopers that happened during Steve's speech. One, he was not to be found among the crowd, first problem. The second problem, suddenly his camera goes whoop, and we don't see him, but we
Yeah,
start to hear him. And then somebody, the MCs, Kumar, you were MC as well as Bharti, both of you were thinking, should we interrupt him, should we not? And
correct.
finally, we interrupt you. And the way you handle it, the sportsmanship, the friendliness, and the humility with which you said, "Oh, I learned something right now, right in this stage," and picked it up from there. I think there itself, there is a big learning. We love you, Steve, and thank you for being part of PSS 2021.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Woohoo! Bharti Naik as the MC.
Yep, and Praveen has rightly mentioned radiance, right? And Bharti Naik on the day 3. Thank you so much, Bharti. You were there all through the 3 sessions that we had for all the. I mean, on day 3, right? You were MC with Kiran. At the same time, you did MCing with me for the 3rd session as well. Thank you so much. I know, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, let me tell you, she was totally drained and out of energy, but I'm sure you did not notice it a bit, right? Because we had a conversation after the summit, and yes, she did a great job. What do you think, Shri?
Yes, yes. You know what I loved about Bharti? She always reframes questions in a manner which comes across as very positive thing. Like while she had to interrupt Steve also, she said, "Steve, while we can hear you, we would also love to see you." Instead of saying your video is not there, we can't hear you or we can't see you. So that
Absolutely.
is what I loved about the way she repositioned the entire statement and kept it positive. Bharti, you are amazing.
Harish, hey, that's our music guy, ladies and gentlemen, and also our proud sponsor. And uh, he's amazing. Every day he ensured that he was there during the closing, and he made us dance. Yes, I know it's not a physical event which happened in a hotel or such, but if you see our videos, which we're going to post anyways, people were dancing in front of their cameras. And this is very unique. And I have heard from some families saying that, they're looking at the mom, they're looking at the dad, and they're watching in front of cameras, and they were saying Hindi mein, virtual mein bhi koi dance karta hai kya? So, but yes, PSAI members dance karte hain. Thank you so much, Harish. It's because of you we had so much of fun.
Yes, and also all the creatives that you see going out there, the logo of PSS 2021, the colors, the theme, all of these, as well as the videos that you saw of all the speakers and their teasers, were done by Harish and his team. Harish, thank you so much for extending not only your hands, but also your team's hand while doing these works.
Yes.
So Praveen, are you there? And would you like to share some comments?
I'm back here. I think, Sagar, I will need to thank you for coming out with a brilliant way to thank all the contributors. Not
Yes.
just an email, but also cutting out these snippets and sending it across to each of them as a video testimonial and a video thanks, a gratitude message from all of us here at the PSAI. So thank you for this wonderful initiative that pretty much, if the entire summit of ours was an ice cream cake, you've just added a little bit of cherry on top, which is making it sweet for all of us. Those who worked behind, participated, contributed, and rubbed shoulders with a whole lot, and so much of learning that we can take back. So thank you for your leadership, Sagar, and also to the co-chairs, Siji and Kumar. One person we missed out to speak about is Nirja Singh, the powerful force right behind pushing and nudging and getting it through, and also for initiating the PSA for PSAI movement with this summit. And we are hopeful that will be continued for the other summits to come. Rockstar Teenager, who was right there assisting us with the event planning. And how can we forget Rajendran Zoho and his entire team that put in their weight behind us, short-circuited the entire slow movement that was going through on the technology front. And we are duty-bound, honor-bound to thank Zoho, Rajendran, and the entire team for working through. And of course, Siji and Nirja, who worked along with Sagar and the rest of the team to put everything in place and in order.
No, we do have certificates coming in. It's not the end. So yeah, I will be doing it. I just wanted to check if you're back or not. So here is one more. We also forgotten the MCs which are there in line. So yeah, I will be shooting more balls. Don't worry.
Wow. Ashutosh Kant is known as the power connector, and he truly is, ladies and gentlemen. He's been my friend from the time when we met in Delhi Summit in 2020 February, and he's a great friend and he's a true giver. He comes forward and asks, "Can I do something for you?" Right? That's the kind of attitude that this gentleman has, and he has done a great job as an MC for the event.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you on that. And other than being a brilliant MC and a great giver, the first question he would ask whenever you connect with him is, "What can I do for you?"
Yes.
How many of us ask that question? So go ahead, connect with him to really use his help. Go for it. He will really help you. Thank you, Ashutosh.
Thank you. Jaspir, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, there was this dropout by one of the MCs, and I'm sure this thing will happen, right? Whether you're doing it a physical conference or a virtual conference. And that's when we just announced, can somebody help us being an MC on that particular day along with Ashutosh? And immediately we got a ping on WhatsApp, ting, ting, saying Jasbir said, "I am ready to be the MC." Look at that spontaneity, taking that quick ownership and jumping in and saying, "Hey, I'm there, don't worry." So I really liked that about Jasbir, and she was phenomenal MC during the summit along with Ashutosh. Thank you so much, Jasbir, for pitching in at the end moment and doing a fantastic job. See, I will leave this for you. Kiran, talk about Kiran.
Oh my God. He's like, they call it Chupa Rustam,
Correct.
hidden gems in English, right? When you see Kiran, you feel, okay, she is a nice, soft personality. She's quite straight and I mean, quite serious in terms of her demeanor and how she responds back to things. But oh my goodness, when she came up as an MC, the way she and Bharti together energized the entire crowd on day 3 was phenomenal. So much so that even in the last minute, the organizers were thinking, okay, let them continue throughout the day to just, continue with such a brilliant work. Kiran, you are truly a hidden gem, which we have already found. Now, more stuff coming your way.
Absolutely, and it was amazing. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Shantanu Sharma from Hyderabad,
Uh,
PSAI, my friend. Thank you so much for all your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, see, there are some people who are not in front of camera, but they do equally a significant job, an amazing job staying behind the camera, and that's Shantanu Sharma for you, ladies and gentlemen. All the content that you see, right from the emails going to the speakers, the invitations, you just name it, any kind of written content, whether it's a message, to the speakers saying for the promo. Remember, Sri, for promo videos, we were sending those emails, right? Everything
yes.
was done by Shantanu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shantanu. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
He is
Yeah,
a master
even
of content and he likes to stay backstage, but at the same time, he is the rock solid support you can always rely on. That's what I love about Shantanu. Shantanu, you are totally a great host. Sagar, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say that, Shantanu started creating content, and whenever I reached out to him, be it morning, afternoon, or even late night or midnight, all he would say is, I'll do it. There is no question. He would never even ask, why so late? Why didn't you tell me early? Can we get it from someone? Nothing. I'll do it. I'll get it done. Ho jayega. I mean, that's a team I wanted, and kudos to Shantanu. And I would not say about Shantanu, but every single person, even all these certificates, you know what, Srijata? All these certificates were designed just right a day before summit. And you know who helped me out? Sundar sir. All I have to do is
Thought
reach out to
so.
him, reach out to him and say, Sundar sir, can you do that? So he designed the basic certificate, went on to Harish. Harish, can you please help me with the graphics and the layout and the touch-ups? Done and sorted. And our own president Kiruba Shankar, I reached out to him in the end moment. I said, sir, I need your signature immediately. And he said, it'll be done. So that's such an amazing thing. I mean, you ask and you get. So that's where I again remember Andy Lopata. Just ask.
Ask.
Just ask.
True, true.
Yeah. So
So
let's
true.
move
So
on to
true.
the next ball.
Hey,
Woohoo!
Vidya is very new to PSAI, very new. She's probably a 10, 20 days old probably, and she has already gelled with so many members. She had so many friendships. Her voice is amazing. She looks good, and she is a contributor. When we did not have the host, she said, "Okay, can I be part of it?" And that's how she has pitched in, and she hosted one of the sessions for PSS. Yes.
Yes, yes. I would call her the energy ball. She was like, what can I do? What can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I help you with this? Can I help you with that? And
Yes.
that enthusiasm, that energy is what defines Vidya along with her cute smile. Vidya, we love you.
Thank you, Vidya. Thank you so much. Whoa, Nirja Singh, the senior teenager and the senior general. Wow. Guys, Nirja is a board member for PSAI. At the same time, she launched her book and she was a facilitator and so much. One thing I really like about Nirja is whenever there's something happening on the facilitators group, she reaches out to me in private window and asks whether it is right to do, wrong to do, or can we change it and all. She was the person who was handling all the back end thing. The events.psci.in that you see, PSS 2021, the website. All the thing was maintained. All the thing was maintained by Nirja. She had learned it from Zoho team, and she was doing it like this. That's what I really
Yes,
like
yes.
about Nirja. What do you want to say about Nirja, Sri?
Well, my point of contact with her happened a year back when I met her for the first time in Jan 2020 in Delhi, when I had gone for Delhi chapter meetup, and I was seeing a senior. I mean, I was seeing a senior person, a elderly person with gray hair, and I was feeling as if I was talking to a teenager, honestly. And I was like, am I seeing right, or am I listening wrong? What is happening? And the more and more I got to understand her, what I realized is that she has zeal to do more, to learn more, to be more, to raise the game every single time. And that's what she has been doing throughout these 6-7 months of preparation and during the summit as well. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Lija.
And there's a saying in English when people say age is just a number. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet our Nirja Singh from PSAI. She will prove that right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Apart from whatever you guys have said, I would just say, Nirja, you made PSCI for PSCI possible, and it was you and only you who decided that you want to do it, and you actually picked up the jewel, the gems, the amazing, amazing pool of talent from PSAI, putting them onto a global stage, gracing them an opportunity to speak with international speakers. And I would say that, Nirja, you should facilitate this to all the 17 PSA association across the globe. I would say touch base with all the presidents, share your idea, mentor them, and awesome. I mean, I am honored, simply grateful to work with you. And yes, age is just a number with Nirja. She's always full of energy, full of
Yep.
smile, and ready to just get the things done.
Yes.
Hey, Prabhu Chandra from PSAI Hyderabad. Wow. See, again, he's one of the gentlemen like Shantanu, Do you remember Shantanu who wrote content and all? Prabhu worked in the back end. He worked in the back end. He hosted it along with the Sagar on the third day. He's phenomenal. He is there for the support. He was asking questions and he was always there asking, what should I do? How do I contribute? Right, Sagar? I mean, you can add about Prabhu.
Yeah,
You're bang
sure.
on.
So,
You're bang on.
Absolutely.
yeah,
He's another pillar of support that we really, really needed. And he was there as a silent personality. Nobody even knew that he was there. But he did his job and went off. That's
Absolutely.
what he is.
yeah.
And we all had so much of backups for the backup that we started recording the Zoom sessions on cloud. Sometimes technical glitches happen, right? Cameras get switched off, people get muted and all, but all the recordings are with Prabhu because he was the backup for the backup to record on the local computer. Prabhu, thank you so much for sitting through and recording all the sessions on your computer. Thank you so much.
So we are
Now,
definitely using
something,
any sessions.
yeah, so something which none of us know. I've been working with Prabhu, and Prabhu is compiling everything that we did from the day one, which is waking up at 6:30 every week, taking the calls, taking the minutes of the meeting, recording the Zoom calls, process everything. He's recording that process as a document, which will become a playbook going forward for PSAI to organize any summit.
Whoa. So, guys, you're getting a guide, a handbook to run the summits smooth like butter.
Yeah. So I'm anyways removing my certificate, guys. That's not required right now. We don't need to talk. We've already talked much about all three of us. But thank you again. We have lost Praveen because of the power and CG because she's traveling. But thank you, Praveen and CG, for being with us. And you made this super cool event, a little testimonial event, a little celebration. And you know what? This 1 hour, 14 minutes is going to give everyone on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube a gist of what they attended, if they attended it, if not, what they missed on the 3 day summit. So we've covered everything, guys, everything. And if I have missed anyone, I would still be saying that if you have contributed directly, indirectly, I'm grateful to you. Like Aditya from the Zoho team, Sridhar from the Zoho team, Rajendran from the Zoho team. You tell them and they're on the job. You know, every night Rajendran used to call me or message me and say, where are the videos? Do you want me to download them, upload them on Zoho? And he was there. So everyone in PSCI took that ownership. Kiruba, I mean, he was there. Whenever you call him, he's just there to answer, support. And, you know, the trust that he showed me as a summit chair, phenomenal. Lokesh, our treasurer, you just call him and he's there. Tell me, what do you need, Sagar? What is the requirement? Let me tell you. And he's just there to help. So every single person in PSCI has contributed. And the biggest contributor, which I've not named here, but there's no certificate, but he's John Vijay Kumar. You know what, Srijata? Just 48 hours before the summit, I called him and I said, I don't want to use this way, but I want to automate something in Zoom. And he said, yes, it's possible. He sat with me almost for 3 to 4 hours, just 2 days before the summit, to
Wow.
work out and automate everything on Zoom and everything. And Srijata, kudos to you. Day one, day two, day three. You've been sending reminders to every single person in the event. That's not an easy task. After dancing party, you still spend time on internet and do that. And Kumar, the way you have managed social media, creatives, talking to speakers, coordination with everyone, forming the WhatsApp group. I mean, I don't remember what all you have done, but all I'm saying is this summit wouldn't have been possible the way it was without you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sagar. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And I think we need to talk about one more person here. And that's not one person, it's a group of 263 people who registered. The audience! How can we not say thank you to our audience? If you were not there, the audience wasn't there, there was no point of the summit. So thank you for being such a lovely audience, such an active, participating audience, and enjoying pulling each other's leg, learning, sharing the nuggets, and also helping each other pull together. We love you. The audience was I would say that the jewel in the entire crown of the whole event. We really love you. Thank you for joining us.
thank
Absolutely.
you
Thank you
very
so much.
much. Any parting words, Kumar, before we end the live broadcast?
Yes, I had to say something, Sagar. Overall, overall Professional Speaker Summit, thank God it happened virtually. Let me tell you why. There are people who attended it. If they could have not, came to Hyderabad physically, right? Could be various reasons, but they could attend it. At least if they're missing few sessions, at least they were there for 2 sessions or 3 sessions. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, I made so many friends this year from PSCI, which I could have never done. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I would like to just play one song for like 1 minute before we part because that's what we enjoyed, right?
This totally became the theme song for us.
So this song was introduced to us by CG and Suvu, and thank you guys. This has been my song every day after I wake up. The morning chores that I do, I play this song every day. So awesome. Thank you
Thank
very much for joining us, Praveen, CG, Srijata, and Kumar, gracing this celebration event. Thank you, everyone who joined us online. We love you all.
Yes, we love
thank
you
you.
all. And we'll see you in
Thanks for
PSS
watching.
2022 in Mumbai.
Yes.
Have you booked your ticket? If not, book it now.
Mumbai, Meri Jaan, I am coming. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye, guys.